Hey, what's up, brother?
Awesome. This is great,
First week of football.
right? Yeah. What a great first
Did
week.
you catch it last night?
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I mean, it was exactly just what the NFL ordered, right? Yeah, I mean, right down to the wire. At the end, you're thinking, is he going to be going for two? Because he was signaling for two, right? If that was a touchdown, it was like, oh
100%.
my god,
They were lining up for
win.
two. They were
Oh
lining.
yeah, it would have been great, but
Yeah.
not to be. But just a hell of an opening day kickoff.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I got on the Whatnot app last night as kickoff was taking place, and huge traffic.
Oh,
Huge traffic. Like people have been waiting for football. They're back in football. They want to talk football. They want to hang out football. They want to buy football.
Right. Oh yeah. It's all encompassing, right? This is the kickoff season. Everybody. You're either watching the game at home or you got a place that you go to with your buddies. Like that's just football season, right? So, and you can see why that might be that people are jumping on Whatnot because I go to my buddy's place that has the man cave above the garage, 100-inch high def.
Check it out, right? They
Right.
got the helmets on the wall.
And helmets, right? They got the memorabilia. So I'm showing him. He's like, "Oh, tell me about what you're doing and what that looks like." I'm like, "Oh, here's the app." I show him the app, and he's like, "I might be in trouble." This city said,
You get a box and it's stuff for checking.
"Yeah, absolutely." So, yeah. I mean, and then you get, everybody's got a different favorite player, favorite team. Everybody.
Yeah.
So
So you actually, funny you mentioned what you're doing now. You've been breaking with Tuggy now for what, a month?
yeah, right around a month, probably,
Yeah.
maybe a little more, but yeah, about a month. Got totally new to the game for myself, and just learning this wild world of sports memorabilia, specifically football related, mostly, right? And helmets, of course, jerseys and things, but the variations of memorabilia that can go out and learning the terminology, the value, and all that. It's been a big learning curve, really.
So I'm slinging my Duncan.
No, yeah.
The unofficial sponsor of Xfinity Wax, right? Going on.
Well, here's the other thing too. Football season started. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, well, there goes my sleep for the next few months. Like that's over, right? I hope you're well rested because buckle up. It's football season.
So new to breaking, but you've been on the radio for a while.
Yeah, about just a little over 5 years. Been doing sports talk radio in the mornings up here, and and it's it's a funny transition because it's talking, right? Like mostly it's a lot of talking, and it's talking sports, which obviously I love to do.
Yeah.
And it's a passion of mine. So it seemed like a seamless, crossover, and it really is. It's just it's an absolute blast. So I do my morning show and then come over here and we're breaking all day. So
Okay. So what did you know about breaking before you started doing it?
Minimal. I mean, I was, predominantly thinking of mostly cards, that type of thing. And
Yep.
that's
There's a ton of cards.
ton of cards, but a lot of cards. You're familiar with, the minis and the memorabilia in terms of helmets, but at the same time, did not know the depth of which the categories go, really.
Yeah. And we're going to get into that. So
Yeah.
one of the things I want to talk about with you today is the three basically types of helmets that we deal with here, because we get some questions like, what's the difference between, or is it, or people getting new to it can hear lingo and language and say, I don't know what that means.
Let's be honest. I mean, I rolled over here from, sports talk radio, not a completely unrelated field, right? And I'm not trading cards. I'm not doing those things. So just the term breaks and breaking, like that's new to me. That's new in my world.
Right. So the for anyone new, the breaking is basically spots on a board that you are bidding for.
Right.
So let's say it's a team name or a division name. And what's up happening is at the lower cost to get into an opportunity to win some memorabilia, right? And that's basically the whole point of breaking, is getting a chance at taking home what would be a more expensive piece of memorabilia, be it a jersey, be it a helmet of some size, or autographed sports memorabilia, right?
Yeah, the value is incredible. You're taking a swing at it, seeing what you can get for X amount of dollars. And most of the time, it's people just wanting more for their collection. But a lot of times it's the value of what you're getting for that price.
So there's two types. You've seen this, and just I've jumped on some breaks. I've run some breaks, and I found there's two different types of people. Well, maybe there's three if the newbies that are just figuring this out, but two different types of people. And I've been surprised by the second group. The first group, though, are folks that are interested in memorabilia, personal collection, PC, like they just like sports. They like a player. They like a team. Maybe they're trying to get something for themselves for a gift. They want to add it to the man cave, maybe trade, that kind of thing, right? There's that. But then there's a whole second tier of people that actually break themselves.
Yep.
Right. They're on the apps,
Yep.
whatnot, and TikTok and Facebook, and they're getting inventory from other breaks to bring over to.
Yeah, it's just crossing over. Right?
So it reminds me, my mom, who loves to yard sale, like she's got one of those I break for yard sale stickers on.
Oh, right.
But she will go and yard sale to get stuff for her yard sale.
Right. Isn't that why?
It's
yeah, it is. It is,
It's like we're in Maine. We're in Bangor, Maine.
Yeah.
And we call it, down easter, right? There's a lot of down east stuff. Old time Mainers, that's the old time Maine wholesale network, right? It goes get your shit and put it on my table so somebody can buy my shit.
100%. 100%. And we have actually businesses lined up going down east that's all they do.
It's a fucking riot. Down east. So down east in Maine, you head down towards the coast, down towards the ocean. And, you get into these coastal communities that have been, 30, 40 years ago, they were chicken farms and farming villages. And now they're multi-million-dollar waterfront properties, right?
Yeah, it's a change.
So when that started, my grandparents used to live on the coast, way off from football. But listen, my grandparents used to live down there. And the one thing I saw, I think this was probably 30, 40 years ago, when the whole out-of-staters buying up oceanfront properties started, right? What was happening is from like Memorial Day to August, people would just put for sale sign on their front lawn.
Right.
Because they're like fishing.
Yeah.
They're like, it's not for sale, but who knows if someone from Connecticut or New York's going to come by and make me an offer.
This ridiculous offer.
Just going to put it out. I mean, they'll bring it back in August, and let's just say that. Yeah, never know. Yeah. Right. Well, you were on TikTok yesterday. I saw you were running a break on TikTok. We were doing meetings on TikTok.
Yep.
And I heard you specifically talking about the cost to get a division. So in a break, you can secure a team or a division, and then the helmet that's revealed at the end matches that team of that division. That's the person who gets the product.
Right.
And you were saying, I heard you say there was a trade-in helmet. I forget who it was, guy from the Jets.
Sauce Gardner.
And you said, this is being sold on eBay for $125 all day long.
Right.
And the price to get in on the division today is $28. So you've got a 5X return.
Oh yeah, it's an incredible return. I mean, you sit there and do the math, and I'm sitting there running the break, thinking, if I was not doing this, I'd be jumping in on this. This is like, I mean, people go out, they buy a scratch ticket, they do those things, or and they're taking these ridiculous chances at it when you're literally trying to buy a piece of sports memorabilia and bid on it. And if you do want to flip something, those opportunities are endless, really. I mean, the value of some of this stuff has been really stunning to me, crossing over from radio.
All right, so let's get into what's been happening at the shop. I mentioned TikTok. We've been on Whatnot for some time, and we've had a couple auctions now on TikTok. We're kind of cutting our teeth and learning what we can on TikTok, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you've been on both. You've gone back and forth. What are you finding the difference in how you're approaching it and how people are actually engaging?
Yeah, it's just two different animals, really. Whatnot is more of, you think of like you're doing the auction and things, but it's almost like old school chat rooms, right? Like you're old enough to remember chat room type of thing, and you're having the communication just like that, and it's there's a little more bells and whistles going on, and visuals that you're seeing.
It's more real time, I noticed, right? Because you look at that auction has a timer, like a 15-second timer to bid or 30-second timer, and it's just continual auction,
right?
Auction. Whereas what with TikTok,
it's more
laid back, maybe.
Laid back, more relaxed. You really enjoy that, and you can find yourself, because you're not so concerned with this timer ticking down, you get into some pretty deeper, cool conversations with the people that happen to jump in, which really makes it awesome, because you're talking to people from all over the country, sometimes out of the country, and just finding out about what's going on in your weird world, like what's your team, where are you from, and a lot of it is transplants all over the country saying, oh, I live in Detroit, but I'm a Dolphins fan or something like that, and it's finding out, all right, how did that happen?
Definitely not as real time. It's not as instant. So the early days of eBay, I remember the early days of eBay where there would be a bid and it was closing.
Right.
In your mind, you're like, oh, I'm not spending more than $10 on this one. And then someone does 11. You're like, all right, I'm going 12. I'm going 12. And then before you know it, you're in 25, $30. And you're like, I didn't want to spend any more than 10.
Yeah.
And in Whatnot, you can get into that.
Oh, it slips into that quick, right? Yeah. Like you can slip into that because that's what it feels like.
It's fun. It's like games. It's a cool time to hang out, kind of give each other a little bit of chops, and then maybe get in a bidding war. Where TikTok, I've noticed there's a cost, there's a price in the shop.
Yeah,
it's conversation. Maybe
put your price point in. Yeah, you're just purchasing a division.
Yeah. It's very cool to learn that though.
Yeah,
very cool to learn.
Yeah, it's been neat. It's been really neat, and and both platforms have their advantages and their parts that you're like, oh, if I could change something, I would. But both are very unique.
Yeah. So let's get into one thing that I wanted to cover today with you, which was one of the questions I know you get. I've got a lot of it. Is what's the difference between?
Yeah.
Right. So the very first one is the helmets themselves. There's full size and minis. You can see visually behind us if you can see it on camera. I know there's an audio focus too, but there's full size. Full size is literally can go on somebody's head.
Yeah, it's full size.
It's just full size, right? Yep. Whereas mini goes, give me that. Little show size here.
Oh, full size. You want the full size?
Yeah, full size. So this is what's called a rep helmet. This is it's a replica helmet.
Yep.
Right. It's basically a toy.
Right.
It's a toy.
Yeah, it's what you would buy.
In fact, there's a warning on the back that said this is for display only, not designed for use. The protective helmet.
Right.
If you look inside, there's just fake padding.
Yeah.
Right. There's some plastic.
Sure.
It's basically a replica of something that you'd see at Walmart, or it's just it's got the logo on it. The autograph is authentic if it's got a certification on the back.
Got to be certified.
But this is a replica, and replica is really just a toy.
Right.
That's really all it is, right? Whereas I know you've got an authentic.
Boy, as I move around my wires here.
Yeah, you've got the authentic. Yeah, this is the type of helmet that actually could be worn.
Sure.
In football.
Yep.
And it's heavy, and you can see there's real padding, right? And it's sturdier. It's a real helmet.
Yes.
It is multiple variations of authentics, right?
Yep.
Multiple variations of authentics. But this is a real helmet, whereas the replica is a toy.
Exactly.
So those are the two basic definitions of the full size. And then you've got a mini over there, I think.
I do have a mini.
And so
a speed mini.
Mini, again, back to toy. You'd never mistake the mini for a real helmet. That might be something Doug Flutie could wear, maybe.
You're right,
right. Muggsy Bogues, I remember back in the day, right? Muggsy Bogues, like
I could slip that on.
But that's like a, I don't know, 1/8 scale or something like that.
Right.
Those minis. So as we talk about auctions, whether it be on any platform, we get into minis and full size.
Yep.
Right. Differences in sizes, differences in pricing. And then in the full size, you've got the authentic, which is real, and then you've got the replica, which is a toy.
Right. So, right. But it's funny because there are people that value, that are interested that, hey, I don't got room for a full size. I collect minis, and I collect a lot of minis.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Or it's, case in point, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's my favorite player. I've got full size. I don't have the mini. I need that for my collection.
Yep. And Spence, I've got a holy crap. How old is Spence? 13. I'm not old. You're old. He has a collection of minis in his room next to like the signed baseball, stuff like that, right? You couldn't really do that with full size. He's got one full size. In fact, it is a Herbert.
Yep.
But he's got the minis kind of stacked next to the baseballs. It goes nice with the shelf collection.
Oh, big time. Yeah. And they're super popular. And it's amazing, how people value, even minis.
Okay, cool. Hey, as we wind down, let's get into the section we call hold or sell, right? So you had your mini over there. You've got Justin Herbert.
So I got the Justin Herbert right here.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Beautiful lid. Side note, love the white Chargers helmet with you.
Hold that right up. So there, that's just
see that.
That's old school.
It really is, right?
I wish they still had powder blue like as their real uniform. You know what I mean?
Same. I absolutely love it. I just think it pops. So I'm just a big fan, of that design. So
So hold or sell. So let's set this thing up, right? So he came in with some flair. He had a high season, right? Yeah. Out of Oregon, right? He had some Heisman chalk as he was coming through. Big draw. Very raw, big arm.
Yeah,
right, big arm. Put up some numbers, but just like every other Charger team I can remember, to say they've gone anywhere would be a stretch, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Even they've had immense talent.
The years of Phillip Rivers.
So
Incredible.
So you get Harbaugh coming in.
Yep.
Right? Harbaugh succeeds coming into San Francisco. He succeeds at Stanford, who's back there. He succeeds at Michigan.
Right.
The guy gets shit done early.
Big time.
Right.
It does early, unique blend of old school, hard ass, going to push you out of your comfort zone, yet modern day coach. Players love the guy.
Players love him. And from what all reports, culture in San Diego. I want to say San Diego.
Oh, right. I don't know what's time. Right. It's LA. It should be San Diego.
It should be San Diego.
Right.
Culture's shifted almost immediately from
right. Completely.
All right. So you got a new coaching staff, new attitude, new culture, same guy behind center. You selling Herbert?
Right. Oh, all day long am I holding this one, okay? Because value dipped after his rookie year. A little underwhelming. Year two. Now you have the new coach come in, and all expectation is that this team is on the up.
Yep.
And same with the value of a Herbert, right? It's you could have probably a couple of years ago sold it and made a couple bucks, but now the value's down a little bit. So it's that young player with a ton of potential, huge upside, and the future is bright if he can take advantage of it. Now, if it doesn't happen for him, it's not going to, it's going to stay where it is or go down, what have you. But if you think the guy has potential, you want to hold on to this because that value is just going to increase. And with Harbaugh's track record, I think the chances are pretty good.
Yeah, I was telling Spence, baseball cards, a little different memorabilia, different attitude, different pace, industry as a whole. But if you've got a flash rookie, like if there's a lot of pizzazz around a rookie, and you pull his card and his value skyrocketing, sell that fucking thing
right away
now.
Yeah.
It'll never be as high.
Absolutely.
If you take a look at what's happening to Judge and Trout and all these guys, like they have 62, 63 home run seasons. They have multiple MVPs, and yet their card doesn't go higher than it did first, right? So there's a mentality in the hobby of that instant gratification, first. If you can get your value for it right out of the pack or right out of the gate, whatever it is, get it. But to your point, we're past that with Herbert.
Yeah, we're out of that. That ship is left, right?
So we've already had that normalization.
Yeah, we've had exactly. The stability has come to it, so it's kind of flatlining right now.
Yeah, and it's you got an opportunity to see that blip. I think you've got more of an opportunity for the blip to go up than the blip to go down.
Absolutely.
Especially this year.
Yes.
Right? And
definitely.
Evaluate. So you're holding.
Holding all day. Absolutely.
Cool, man. Well, this is fun. This is our, we're in our studio here for Whatnot. We got full sizes behind us. Appreciate you chiming in.
Yeah, this is a blast.
Any closing thoughts as we wind this thing down, man?
Yeah, no, like I said, it's been a learning curve for me, but it's something you can catch on real quick. So for people that are wondering, wanting to test the waters, whether it's Whatnot, TikTok, Facebook, jump right in. It's the one thing is that it's a very friendly community. People are willing to help. So questions, just ask, regardless of what room you're in. That's what we're here for, here to help to guide you. And we want you guys happy.
Well, this has been fun. This has been the TuggyCo Memorabilia Show. Find us online, TuggyCoSports.com. And as Greg mentioned, if you have any questions, and there's a ton of questions to have, and in future episodes, we're going to go through more of them. Reach out. Catch us on the room. Catch Greg in a break. Reach out on Facebook. Find us, TuggyCoSports.com. Questions, reach out there. Also, we do buy memorabilia. So there's a place online. If you find TuggyCoSports.com, send some pictures, fill out the form, shoot it in. And otherwise, have fun, man, right?
That's fun.
We'll catch you soon.